Good morning. We are still getting set up here. Got about 10 minutes to start time. Playing some Harknungutter in the background. Hopefully you can hear that. So we may be in and out for a minute, so if you say something, we will respond. Just give us a few moments as we get everything finalized. Or should we get it finalized? Dragon Dancer, good morning. I don't know why I keep doing it in that accent. I don't know what it is. We were still getting set up. We had to do a couple of changes and adjustments. So we decided to go live early to play some music, but we will be on at 11. After these messages, we'll be right back. So we've got a lot of fun topics today. Computers being kind of silly. I'm not sure exactly why, but it's being slow. And all I want is pictures. Alright, look at that. Alright, I think we might be actually ready. But now I've got to wait for Rook because he's, doing his thing. I know things have been quite haphazard here recently, so we're just trying to kind of really just be as careful as we can and get things back to a little bit of normal. So yeah, things have been a little stressful. Yeah, did you, Brent? Huh? Champagne. I like my champagne. Oh, the seat's too high. Ziggy! Good morning. Hey, I appreciate you running around and listening and doing all the things you're doing. We've had a rough couple of weeks and things going on. So hopefully, I can't even open this. Can you open this? I need a charcoal. No, you cannot open it with your penis. Yes, we are live.
Brian, that's horrible.
Well, you said it.
I did not say such a thing.
Thank you.
Nor did I intuit.
I mean, yeah, you did.
These things are probably bad energy in here.
Well, that's bad. You now made it bad energy. I don't know what is wrong with him.
Let me get our champagne, but let's light our candles.
You be a little bit less of a bull in a china shop. Every time you touch something, everything moves. So just be a little careful, please. Be careful.
Yeah, where's our calculator? See if this one works.
Careful.
I am.
Yeah, these last few weeks have been nuts.
He has what they use. You said we'll never eat the acid.
I don't know why you're obsessed with acid. You want to try to drop some or something? Or
It's a song, a very good song.
what is it about?
Said don't like buy into things.
Oh,
You don't want to be
I thought it was
changed.
about acid.
That's not what I intuit. It took from it, but it could be.
Oh, this chair has gone squeaky.
Don't eat the acid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
All right, we got just a few more minutes before we go live.
Stand strong in your stuff.
So get your shit together, Rook.
I go get the.
Get my champagne, Biz Mitchell. Yeah, I'm glad the video wasn't on. I'm not 100% sure what the deal has been with this last couple of weeks and the energy and just the way things have been. It's really been kind of nightmarish. We alluded to it, I think, in a couple of the reads that we've had. Turn that down a little bit. It's been alluded to in a couple of reads that we've had, but I mean, ultimately, it's been kind of nuts. We knew energy was getting crazy. We knew things are definitely getting crazy down here in the Flow Rida. But just so much going on. So many bad things in specific when it comes down to, just Florida in general, but just the energy in life. There's been tons of energy. Lots of it has been really good, but some of it has been really, really difficult, and that's just been tough for a lot of people. Things are probably not going to calm down, I think, from the tree perspective, but they are, to me, boiling into a forest perspective. So we've done a couple of things this morning to kind of try to combat some of these things. Like, we did a water cleansing ritual this morning using the pool, and that was extremely helpful. Going out last night to the cigar bar, having a drink and a cigar, and having some people finally meet us out was really nice. That was unexpected and just really nice to have some people out there, but and have some conversations about just life and stuff. But anyway, like there's a lot going on. Hopefully we. Like one of our things, and even Malice alluded to it on the podcast Friday, we're feeling kind of the same in this area where, we start getting out of our ritual and our practices a little bit. And maybe not even ritual, but just practices, like your daily things, the things that you do that are spiritual and that grow you. we've gotten out of it more than normal. We always cycle. You cycle in and out of that stuff, but we've been out worse than normal. And so getting the last week and then into last week, terrible. And then this week's, kind of getting back into that mindset has been very helpful. We are going to talk a little bit about cycles today. That's kind of one of our one of our main topics, because a lot of this stuff is cyclical in one manner, but it's also the cycle of things and the cycle of energy and all of that stuff. So that was going to be one of our topics today. We have decided, and I know the video's not on. I'm just waiting for Rook to get in here because he's got to get something off the printer too. But he's taking care of getting us set up. But one of the things that we are going to do is we're going to have some people over, or some people on the service. I know we mentioned it before, but I'm going to work with a couple of people because we want to get it in the live, and we want to get it saved and have these topics. So, cheers, thank you. We need the papers. That's the only other thing. And thank you for getting that.
I haven't had champagne in like a month.
I know.
It's nice.
And what was I going to say now? I forgot. Oh yeah, we would like to have. Well, obviously, let me backtrack. We did say, and we made this thing clear, that if you are in the area, we want you to come over and be on the Sunday service. And we know that that's difficult for a lot of people, especially. I know Dragon Dancer, for you, it's pretty much a long haul, so you can't do it consistently. Victor, I am absolutely going to have him on too. Again, just the last week's been crazy. And I think what we've decided is... Oh, shit, I forgot. That's why. Okay, sorry, guys. I just realized why my computer was running so poorly. It's unplugged, and it's a laptop, and the battery... The thing moves slowly, like everything is minimized when you don't have it plugged in. Holy crap.
Oh, we get a Twitter
Almost lost it there.
Where
All right, we're back to normal now. I was wondering what was going on with the computer.
Where our Twitter
Sorry.
calls. Here they go.
So we love our setup here, right? We love this, our little workspace and our thing here, but it is a pain in the ass to constantly set up, tear down, set up, tear down, and move to other places. But is she locked up?
Let me go check.
I did feed her, so probably. So we did kind of agree that it's just not going to be as critical of a piece for us to do it right here. What that means is, and what does that mean is, what that means is that we can do, and we're going to do this from more locations. We might be doing it from our iPad one day. We might be doing it in the little area of the library, the bookshelf behind us. We might do it from our desktop computers when we invite people on, like Heather, if you're not physically here and you want to get on there, we'll do that. And then having Victor here remotely, we're going to have to do it in a different way. So
Ooh, dox them.
we may not all have... That's not doxing, dear. Jesus. Now I don't even know what my topic was. All right.
We may not have them there physically.
It'll be great, and we'll talk about that later.
Oh, but
Please don't start that, Beach. All right, since you had so much to say, what do you got?
that's all I had to say.
Bulldozing in, saying something really silly, and now I don't have any idea where I was in my conversation.
You do. You
No,
said
I
you're
don't.
gonna have people in, and if they're here or not, they're gonna have to wait to get on. And
I had already said all of those things. That is not where I was headed with the next part of the conversation. I don't remember. But anyway, that'll be something that we will be doing, kind of doing from different locations and all that, and trying to, because we thought about bringing somebody on like remotely or electronically here, and I don't honestly know how to set that up. So, yeah. Hello, Joy. Welcome in.
Oh, I can't see any of the comments.
Oh, well, that's just a silly problem. So, we will be trying to do that. So there's just a lot of things going on. Anyway, again, back to what I was saying. Trying to get more individuals on that have things to share other than just us, because obviously we can look stuff up and read stuff. But it is very beneficial to hear your thoughts and your ideas and people in the community and all that stuff, because if we don't, it's kind of a moot point. We want a little more engagement on that. So figuring out how to do it is the problem. We're not trying to not do it at this point. We're really just trying to figure out how to do it effectively and have it look at least halfway decent. So that's the game. That's the goal. Why do we seem so far over that way?
I don't know, but I feel like I look a little skinnier. I like it.
That's because your drink is in the way of having your body.
Good. That's great.
How's that look?
Oh yeah, a little different.
Perception is 9/10 of the law. So welcome. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
I've got to get rid of this chair squeaking too. This one's terrible.
Mine just turns every 2 seconds.
Here, close your eyes. He needs some spring cleaning.
I do.
I mean, this one does smell really good.
I did have holy basil and shishandra.
Well, it ain't working yet.
It is working.
It ain't a working. But that's what I was talking about, was, the technical aspect of the technical limitations of my capabilities. If we have somebody on remotely, we have to do it from the computer station.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to do it here, where you can effectively hear and engage in all those things. Although somebody might know how to do that, and if you do, maybe you can give me some pointers on that piece of it, because I like this little setup here.
I like it, but once in a while, I wouldn't mind being at the computer on Discord.
I'd like a bigger table.
A video call. We could look at that, and then this could be my candle workshop table.
No.
My soap workshop
That's
table.
outside. We've already decided that. Why are you trying to change stuff now?
Would you want, what kind of table would you want? Wood or glass? And here a bigger
With
one?
you?
Yeah, probably glass or metal.
Glass would probably be better. You can't catch that on
But
fire.
I will have you know, I did replace the tapestry from when I did a spell one time, and it burned through the tapestry.
Yeah, burnt into the table too.
I want it noted on record that I did replace what I
Did you just say you wanted it noted on record?
Yeah, on video.
Mercy me. So, yeah, we got a lot of things that we're going to change. We really are moving forward on the workshop area. It's just we are waiting now on construction of our shed to kind of move some of those items around. Which now I'm thinking, I wonder if we should just make the shed the whole workshop. That'd be so much fun. Anyway.
But we've been doing a lot of good stuff, though. We've really been getting more involved in church and the Cups group. And we've got a really cool church, and we want to get more involved in it.
He probably will break it, too.
What? Oh, yeah, but I can't break it. Yeah, I could yeah.
Yep, he sure can.
Oh, yeah.
Lots going on personally in our our household, all that kind of stuff. A lot of good things happening. So it's kind of been throwing us off a little bit. But before we get started any further and actually go into our daily, we will call the corners. If you're ready.
I'm ready. All right.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
I feel like facing. Hear me, friends and ancestors from the east. Hear my voice carried on the air of clarity and truth. Watch over us as we cast our circle of safety and love.
See me, friends and ancestors from the south. See my flame of passion and creation seared into the energy of the universe. Watch over us as we cast our circle of limitless possibility. I'm not moving.
It's okay. Feel me, friends and ancestors from the west. Feel my love, fear, sadness, and joy washed into the waters of the rivers of compassion. Watch over us as we cast our circle of connection and motion.
Reach me, friends and ancestors from the north. Reach my feet and hands, the earth in my toes, and the work of my fingers. Watch over us as we cast our circle of strength and grounding.
Know me, friends and ancestors from the ether. Know my intent, know my heart, and know my spirit. Watch over us as we ask you all to join us in perfect love and perfect trust. Hear, see, feel, reach, and know that the circle is safe, the circle is sacred, and the circle is cast.
You have to jump into that last one to speed him up a bit. He goes so slow. It'll be next week before we finish that line. And now you know you do actually do that because you've seen somebody else do it. Don't get me started.
Do what?
Texas talk.
Yeah, we were watching
Yes, we were.
a motorcycle review yesterday for a guy from Texas, and I was like, oh my gosh, do I talk like that? And I was like, yeah, I think I do.
Yes, you do. You do talk like that.
It's just like, oh, it's definitely
It's
eye-opening.
So, Rook, what are you reading?
Well, right, I'm still reading Werewolf Magic, but actually, my focus right now is my very first banned book. I'm very proud of our church. The UU of Fort Myers is doing a banned book project, and my first one is The Truth About Alice, and it's really cool. It's only about 200 pages. I'm halfway through. Of course, it started yesterday by Jennifer Matthew. It's all about slut shaming, like in this group of high school people about an event that happened at a party that actually wasn't true, and how lies and rumors and exaggerations can really affect people in a negative way. But it's really, really good.
Awesome.
Purchase, read, and share in books.
Yes. And so kind of the project that the UU is doing, which is really cool, is you sign up with the banned book project, you buy the banned book, you read it, and then you put it in like a little library card and a donation card in it, and then you donate it, and then it goes to other people to read, and it goes into circulation in our library.
Oh, Lynn, hey!
So it's super cool.
That
Did
is
you
cool.
just have to
Woo!
say hi all in Costa Rica?
Yeah, enjoy!
She didn't have to add that little piece to like rub it in.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. I'm glad she added it. So energies from Costa Rica, and energy back from Cape Coral to you.
Yes.
Paranormal Witch, thank you for popping in. Understand at
P-dubs.
work. I hope you have a great shift at work today, and enjoy it. Enjoy every minute you can, and then get home to your babies.
Yes.
Thank you for stopping in to say hi, and thank you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Lynn is from Paradise.
Cheers.
I don't know what that was.
You literally just threw champagne on the floor.
No, I think it was something stuck to the bottom.
It is not.
VG will get it.
It was liquid. I felt it on my leg.
Oh.
Jesus. Mary and Joseph, we need all three of them today.
Yes, we do.
So, my banned book is More Happy Than Not, and I have not started it yet because I've been focusing on a couple of other things. And I'm not going to get up because it is too hard for me to get in on this chair, but this is the book that I just finished.
I'm reading that.
Brad's going to read it next. This is the Unitarian Universalist Pocket Guide. It is a really good read. We're going to start pulling things out of it to utilize in our meetings and stuff, but it is really nice. A very good little book. I think everybody who's interested in and or in UU, if they haven't, should probably read it. It is such a good list of stories and things and people's just experiences with Unitarian Universalism, along with some history and stuff, which is super awesome. I am also still reading The Expanse. That's been pretty slow. I'm also still reading the Empowerment Manual. The reason I'm taking that one slow is because I'm doing each piece of it and kind of looking through the process and systems instead of just, reading through it once and throwing it to the side. I want to actually practice and participate in some of those things. So we're documenting it, we're marking it, and then we're going to utilize the Empowerment Manual in our group stuff. Oh yeah, I know. I've been told about the mead.
And that's
Yes.
5 freaking books. That's awesome, Dragon. Can I tell a quick blurb about a book I got that I'm going to read probably within a couple weeks?
Sure. I'll finish after you.
Oh, no, go ahead. When you're finished. I didn't know you weren't finished. Please, by all means.
Congratulations on the 5 books. I've only got 1 down, but I'm reading lots of books at one time, so I'm going to probably end them or finish them at the same time because, like the polyvagal theory, I'm reading that chapter at a time, but that I'm exercising and doing the exercises in it, so I don't want to move too fast. And then the empowerment manual is the same thing. After each section, you kind of have to stop and kind of bring it in and feel it and work through it before it's effective. So those are my main books. I am 8 books behind on my Goodreads challenge. If you don't know what that is and you want to challenge yourself to read more, go to Goodreads and you can set up your challenge there for the year 2023. But mine was 41 books.
Wow.
Yes, 3 books a month. 4 books a month. 3 books a month is 36. And then plus 5 additional ones. Because I do read some really small books sometimes. Like this one is only 100 pages. I did 2 short stories, which are like 80 pages a piece. So I went a little higher. But yeah, that was it. So.
And if anybody's on there and wants to, let me join you as a friend. I can't find nobody on there as a friend on Goodreads. I can't. It's sad.
Joy, we're racking our pineapple mead today. We did it different. We did a primary pineapple, and then we did the secondary with fresh pineapple, which we've never done before. And then we are going to actually pasteurize using sous vide, which I think you probably know what that is. I learned it recently. But using a sous vide method of pasteurization, which is going to be super cool. So that means we'll have a very relatively sweet pineapple mead.
That'll be good.
Yeah, which we've never done before. So I'm super excited. But yes, we have mead. We actually need to make more. Like Dragon had mentioned potentially pomegranate, which I think is a great option.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then you had one too. What was the other one? Somebody else recommended one that I thought apple. We're gonna do apple mead, not apple cider, but apple mead.
Wonder if we can make Shishandra.
All right, so I think I mentioned I finished the 4 Elements of the Wise, but I've gone back to that and utilized it because it's got some really great things in it. The ritual of the 4 waters of the chalice is something that is very important, and I really wanted to work through that, which is super cool. Yes, pineapple rum. I'm so excited. We have peach too, but the peaches we're doing a normal dry peach. So that one's not going to be like the sweeter version. The pineapple we're trying to do sweet.
Ooh, figs.
Ooh, fig was on our list.
Cool.
Yes, and we will definitely do figs because that was on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that one's got some ancient flavors. So, I think I already mentioned. Did you have anything else you want to talk about? Your bread and water, oil and vinegar?
Oh yeah. So just another book. Yeah, it's about 200 pages also. So I always like to learn about different things. And a very cool and respectful guy. He's really in y'all's podcast chat. Mark 5.
Yeah, Mark 5 is pretty cool.
Had talked before and comes from a place or Eastern Orthodox Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
And I always was asking, what is that? And how can I learn a little bit more about it? Because I don't know what Christianity I came up on, but Baptist, whatever that is, it wasn't
Western.
Wasn't one that's very good to me. So some of the themes and stuff that he had talked about were interesting. So I will be reading more about this. Always want to learn more about different paths. Bread and water, wine and oil. And it's about an Orthodox Christian experience of God, about Eastern Orthodox Christianity. So I think it'll be interesting.
That's awesome. I have like 10 books in a row that I'm ready to read. I need to pipe up and just start reading like crazy. I have to hold my hand up. It's starting to thump a little bit. But,
Yeah, that was crazy what you did to your head.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Truly.
Uh-huh.
Projects we already kind of talked about, right? Because we really are looking at using our section of our garage as a project shop for us to do videos on projects and things that might require different tools and stuff. Regular crafts and stuff we can still do outside and yada yada. But so we're gonna have that set up here soon. We were just waiting for some things to be done.
Let's gravitate to me.
Oh yeah, good. You need cleansed. It's pine. Cedar, actually. I'm sorry. Should have just brought the bottle.
Yeah, I'm about to do refills of you. Oh, you ready?
So, shadow work is an ongoing, lifelong event, and we got to do some more of it. We got to go through this. We're really using the Christine Jette's, or Christine Jetty, I don't remember how to say it, Tarot Shadow Work. We paused in that, and we got to get back into that so we can finish through it. Just the weekends are so short. It's like not cool.
So freaking short.
So short. And then if we are not making it up, we will do a cooking event at some point. We might even try to conjunct it with upcoming summer solstice, midsummer. Because why not? And we have a very good cookbook to cook out of. So that might be a thing. Maybe we'll do that. But anyway, that's the projects. Recently, we had Beltane. Unfortunately, I was extremely sick during the Beltane time frame, but still, there was a really beautiful ritual and just process with the maypole, with the UU. It was very nice. So, very excited about that. We were getting close to finishing our little front cinder block garden until I injured my hand, so that's been paused, but we made a lot of progress on that. So I'm excited. Yes, I think a lot of people got kicked in the shadow this last couple of weeks. I say kicked in the shadow. I think that's a new phrase. That's not quite what I meant, but it's hard because the energy hasn't been, for me, the energy hasn't been incredibly bad. It's just been incredibly strong, and I am interpreting it wrongly sometimes, and it's causing me spiraling up and not controlling that. Like in the airport, there was nothing I could have done differently with that flight and process, but I allowed the energy to really flack me up, and that's something I got to work on. That's something that's in our shadow. That's for me to look through. But yeah, so I'm excited. And then we have some news to share, which is from Mr. Rook.
Oh, yes. Hold on, I'm coming.
Mm-hmm. He's sorry. He's saying he's sorry. Yeah, I definitely want to do that too, Joy. I want to get some Tulsi seeds and plant those and find out how we're going to do this. But we're working on getting this this garden up front, and it is going to be a mostly full sun garden. And we're going to follow a process that somebody does that allows for year-round plants and then altering them and changing them throughout the years. And that's what our front one is going to be. So we're going to see how that goes. And then we're learning canning and other processes to kind of put that up. And we're actually setting up our own pantry here soon for long-term storage of food. So, all right.
Before I talk about the article, I have to say, Univision mi se mueve, que bueno. People know, they know. So Univision highlights neo-pagan beliefs. So on Mother's Day, the United States' most prominent provider of Spanish language content, with headquarters in New York City, the major studios, production facilities, and business operations located in Miami, Florida. Univision, they put on telenovelas, sports, sitcoms, reality shows, news, and Spanish feature films. And I just learned today by going to their website, I can change it and hit an English button, and it puts the whole website in English. So it's very cool. Anyway, so on Mother's Day, Univision translated and posted a report that not all cultures and religions celebrate motherhood and nurturing on a particular day. Rather, in many cases, they are exalted through goddess-centered traditions that embrace many forms of the divine feminine as a central part of their belief systems.
That is too cool.
I thought that was freaking awesome. The original report was titled From Kali to Mary to Neo-Pagan Goddesses, Religions Revere Motherhood in Sometimes Unexpected Ways. Published by Religion Unplugged. And with that link that I put in the show notes, those aren't up, but you can click and go to the Religion Unplugged, or from there. probably the Religion Unplugged article. The report highlights neo-pagan beliefs as religious systems that honor the divine feminine, triple goddess, there it is. Rejection of many...
I'm not feeling unplugged.
Rejection by many neo-pagan religions of gender essentialism and expanding our understanding of femininity and masculinity. Also, ways to include people who have felt rejected by other religious communities. But for Univision to post an article like that, I just thought it was huge.
Very much
Very
so.
cool.
I'm going to post that link in the Sunday service part of the Discord in the text channel so that you guys can go to that if you're interested. But that is super cool. I really do enjoy. I think that is pretty cool.
So that was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice indeed, old chap.
So before we get into our actual topic today, we're going to talk about, as we have been in the past, kind of the upcoming turn of the wheel. There are many names for this upcoming turn of the wheel. You okay?
Yeah, quite nice. Thank you.
The next turn of the wheel is Litha. Summer solstice. Midsummer. Longest day of the year.
Leecha.
Yes. There are so many names for this one. Lunasa, Lamas, Litha. Who knows? Well, somebody knows because there's a whole bunch of them. But one of the things about Litha is we're kind of getting deeper into the summer, right? And so what we're celebrating in these different terms and midsummers and different aspects is really the seasons, the changes that are occurring around us. There's quite a few different deities that can be discussed during this time. We have Lu, we have, which is Celtic, we have Sol, Suna, which I think last year our ritual kind of centered around Sol and Suna. A very neat story. It's a kind of a German aspect. We have Aten and Horus in the Egyptian, Apollo and Hestia in Greek. So, whatever it is that you celebrate or like to celebrate, step outside of your zone a little bit and check them out. Learn a little bit about these different ones. Learn religion is really probably one of the best places to get general basic knowledge about some of these things. The caution is always, though, that we don't want to, just because you read it there and it is on there doesn't mean that it is gospel and written in stone. There has to be, in my opinion, some personal interpretation and engagement and that kind of thing. Talk to people, ask questions. What everybody does is not the same that everybody else, and there's no rule that says you have to do it a specific way. So, excuse me. That was good.
Bless you.
Mm-hmm. So, big lot fire. Midsummer Fire, that's a big thing. Midsummer Night's Dream, one of my favorite plays. But anyway, this is a seasonal part where you can talk about the Oak King and the Holly King. Now, we have shared that story before, so we're not going to revisit that at this point. But you can look that up again. That is something that you can find a lot of resources on. It kind of talks about, who's winning the battle and at what time. Is it the Oak King or the Holly King? As they battle to see whether the day is longer or the night is longer. So that's a big piece of celebration of Litha. So there's more. Litha is more of, I won't say more, but it is kind of the God and Father focus, the more of a masculine soul kind of expression. With what do you call it? The time of year, turn of the wheel. I swear I'm not drunk. I'm just slow. And like I said before, this is that time where, yes, we do talk about Lu, but we're coming up on time of Lunasa, which I believe is August, if I'm not mistaken. So we're kind of getting into that time, but again, we can still celebrate Lu. We can still have that conversation and that discussion about the sun, because Lu is a sun god. But yeah, so again, we look at, well, actually you can kind of celebrate Lu many times throughout the year. Even in the winter at a fire festival would be appropriate. But anyway, just wanted to kind of point that out. One of the things that we look at with the Litha ritual is it's a very joyable, it's a joyous, it's very people oriented, it's very engagement. So you can have as simple of a ritual for Litha as barbecue, right? So it actually discusses in learned religions about having a backyard barbecue with the Litha presence, with the Litha pattern to it.
Hey, I could get behind that.
So think of it simple, right? You can do simple. You can things don't have to be incredibly insane, but it is about being in that joyous occasion of Litha.
Ooh, August 1st, Festival of Lou.
Yes, the Festival of Lou on August 1st. But Lou does come up in Litha as well as a potential, but I think I misspoke that earlier. That's why I wanted to clarify that. But yes, definitely, that I think is more, well, I don't know. It's not technically a fire festival, but, I mean, summer is all fire. That's really what you do. Anyway. Fire. Lots of colors that represent Litha also represent the time of Lunasa, Lammas, and those are reds, blues, greens, yellows, colors of the peacock, lots of bright reds, fiery colors, and then we have a couple of pictures like we have in the past to kind of share. These are some symbols, gold, the rose, the flower, the thorn, the bleeding from the thorn, there's a athalame, depending on what school of thought you're from.
Those are pretty beautiful altars.
Yeah, and this is it looks like it's a lot, but it's actually a pretty simple altar where we have lots of foliage, the bright orange, a simple candle, and just a lot of athalames and bolines, one of the two here, and just some other representations of a summer, altar. And then we have this one.
How do I block this person?
A little bit better from the aspect of we have Ganesh, the remover of obstacles and fortunes. Very big, very important representative here. And there's somebody else in this corner here I'm not as familiar with this kind of pantheon. But the colors you see, the reds, yellows, golds. And if you think of Litha from a standpoint, we have the longest day of the year, the brightest sun, the most joyous time. The sun is at its strongest point. Growth is at its strongest point. Will, the fire within you is at the strongest point, and this is a great time to kind of experience that through Litha. So, with that,
those are really nice altars. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we don't need to hear about aggressive forms of herpes.
I blocked them. Did it not show on you?
It didn't show blocked, so I did it here. You gotta love it. So yeah, what are your thoughts about Litha and the longest day of the year and the sunniest day and the brightest?
I think it's so cool. It's always one of my favorite because...
I'm so sorry about that noise. I've got to get that fixed.
You have so much time in that day to, like, if you plan for it, that you can get done. And to me, it's kind of like, okay, this is what everything's building up to. Like, do everything you want to do, boom, 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 and then it gets to shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Relax.
Can't open it. Yeah.
I think strong.
It's old myrrh. I think one of the things that's really difficult, not really difficult, but very misunderstanding of the site of the turn of the wheel is the turn of the wheel isn't meant to have one better than the other or one more joyous than the other or one more dark than the other. It's to balance, right? So if you're at the summer solstice, you're at the longest day of the year. If you're at the winter solstice, you're at the shortest day of the year. Does that mean winter solstice can't be happy and bubbly? No, it just means that you're representing the opposing force where the sun doesn't have the strength that it did and the earth and the underworld does. And I think those are important distinctions when you're learning. You don't have to know what everything is, what every turn of the year is, or turn of the wheel of the year is. it's really trying to get you to acknowledge and start becoming aware of the cycles again. So you get the moon going around the earth in your 28-ish, 28 and a half, I think it is, day cycle. Mm-hmm. So that's why we look at new moon, quarter moon, half moon, full moon, and back, because we're attuning to that cycle. Not because it's necessary specifically to, although you can, hey moon, we love you, that is kind of how we do it. Yeah, but it's about getting in that cycle, and that is our topic today. So that's why we're pointing this out. The wheel of the year is a cycle. This is the cycle of the sun. So we talk about it in terms of that cycle and that attempt to balance and working through those things. So I think that's what's really important about this part of the process at the wheel of the year of the ritual. You may not like to do, and you may not even want to do rituals. You may not want to do altars, and I think that is 100 million% perfectly fine and okay. But I have noticed and find it extremely beneficial to do things that represent the time of year because it connects me to that cycle better. I am a little bit more aware of what's going on outside and what's happening in the world. And I'm just now becoming acutely aware of those really pretty yellow flowers that I've never seen in our yard that are just hopping up in the middle there. Do you see them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to the left there.
Yeah.
I feel like I really want to do an altar there for Lou, for the...
Outside or inside?
Could do both, but I've seen for the south, it's just like to update it for the solstice. I would like to really work on that.
We can update it for Litha and Lou in the south.
Yeah,
because that'll be for the next 2-3 months. So the idea really is, again, getting into those cycles, and we're going to talk about cycles too, because, from a moon phase perspective, or no, well, let me get it. Cycles change, right? So we're changing right now from Taurus to Gemini tomorrow, midday. So we'll be in Gemini, third sign of the zodiac, from May 21st to June 21st. This is representing the end of the spring, and it's immutable air. So Gemini is bringing this whole I think model, this great knowledge model, and which I think is good because, like we've kind of talked about in the chat, I know things have been kicking my ass and have caused me new shadow work that I need to do. The energy has been really rough and tumble, and Taurus has been bull in the china shop, actually, to me, these last 2 to 3 weeks. So it is a good change into Gemini where we can start going back into our minds and thoughts and getting things organized again. Although we do have to be a little bit careful because Gemini can kind of take us so far and get us into a restless and impulsive nature. But I think that the energies are going to be more directable here in the next couple of weeks, which I think is extremely important.
Hey, Manny.
Manny, a king is never late. He arrives exactly when he is supposed.
Precisely when he's supposed to arrive. Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Manny.
So yeah, we're running through Gemini. If you are a Gemini, if you're interested in zodiac, this is another thing about cycles that I want to express my personal opinion on, which may not be yours, and that is fine. I am not an astrologer. I don't know everything about astrology. I still have to look up where we are sometimes because I don't always have it right. And I will probably always do that. It's just, I love it, I enjoy it, but I can't remember all those things, and that's okay. I don't judge myself for that because, some people are good at some things and some are not good at others. But one of the things that comes up with astrology, and with dates even, is how misaligned cycles can be, like zodiac. So you've undoubtedly heard about potentially Ophiuchus, which is another part, the 13th zodiac sign. And if you put Ophiuchus in, it reorganizes the times and the locations, and it's a new system. And you can use different systems. The zodiac, the things aren't even in the location they were now when this was done thousands of years ago. The idea isn't that isn't necessarily for me bound to the actual location. It is the symbolism of what it represents, and it is the consistency of the cycle for me. So, do I believe that looking at astrology is going to tell me how I'm going to be? No. Do I believe that using a system that is consistent from year to year will help me work on the things that I can based on the energies that are in the universe, even if they're not exactly defined the way that they might be in truth? Absolutely beneficial. So I share that with you with just kind of like my mindset of, I say tomorrow we go into Gemini. Does that mean that all of a sudden today everything that was Taurus ends and Gemini starts? No. Does that even mean that right now the constellations are in the right place where they were thousands of years ago for Gemini? No. Things have moved. There are different ways to look at this. To me, they're all okay as long as you're either A, consistent, or B, honest with your alteration of that or your change to that. I might just set up a system for me that's month to month. March is going to be my month about new things. April is going to be my month about nurturing. May is going to be my month about growth. June is going to be my month about making things better in will and creation. That's it. That's the system. That's the cycle that it puts you on. So I want to take some of the bite out of individuals who tend to have this, and they're okay to do it, but I don't like it when somebody says, oh, well, it's not really going to be Gemini tomorrow, blah, blah, you're on the... Those absolutes, we've got to work through those because that's not the point. The point is using the system to help gauge our energies that are around us, and yeah, they change. And no, we're not always going to fit with exactly what our energies are specifically. But anyway, that is an important thing for cycles for me. Because there's a lot of things that we can and can't know that are so complex. It's fine if you know them and if you understand them and you want to use those complex systems. I choose not to because I don't think it's going to negatively impact my growth as a universal individual because I am the microcosm and I am the macrocosm. Sorry about the rant.
That was a good in-depth description.
I've had a lot of people make comments, sometimes in the Discord or in the chat about, well, you know this and you know that. And I'm like, well, actually, I do know that, but it doesn't affect my utilization of the system to grow. And I think that's kind of where it comes from. It was important. So let's talk real quick about our moon phase, because we just talked about Gemini. Moon phase, we are waxing crescent, which means we're just coming out of a new moon. So we've gone from the hidden arena to we're starting to light back up. The candle's starting to grow again. The fire's starting to build. Great time for energy that we want to build, grow, and push outward. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, though, even though our sun is going to be in Gemini for this whole week, our moon is going to change. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, moon is going to be in Cancer. So this is going to give us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, great idea days. These are days to think about new things, bring new ideas up to work, to friends, to family, write things down, pick it apart, think about it, pros and con lists. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are going to be really good days for that kind of mind, thought, and growth, because not only are we going to have the Gemini's air pushing forward as we move into summer, we're getting the moon's water giving us the feeling of comfort and joy and acceptability, like the tides are turning for us in a positive way. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, we move into Leo. So now we're taking our air and we're adding in a little bit of fire, but we're in a much better energetic spot than we were the last couple of weeks. So this is going to be about taking those ideas and then creating them. So we have a short creation period this week. If you're an artist, if you are into creations, you want to design and think of some creations on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if you have the time and energy, that's when you create, because you're going to have some really good creation and putting things together Thursday, Friday. Saturday, Sunday, we move the moon back into Virgo, which means we're in a rest period, but this is just doing things at home. So you may not want to do building projects and things at home this weekend. You might want to go outside and enjoy the creativity that you had this week and represent yourself and allow yourself to just feel good about the things that you've done. And that's the forecast for the moon and for the energies. So we're going to go straight into cycles because that is our topic.
Yeah, and I feel like I've had a change. Like since I was little,
I've got to oil this chair.
I've always preferred the fall, the winter, dark, rain, and every year it would mess me up so bad in the spring when we jump ahead and lose an hour. But for some reason this year I feel like I'm going through a change and it hasn't affected me, and I've really embraced and appreciated the longer days, like to get stuff done.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. My whole life I've loved when it was dark early. I felt more restful, but I am really embracing it this year. And I'm glad, because usually until the time fell back again in the fall, I never felt like I caught up on rest, but it feels different. It's like the sun, or I'm using it to take in that energy instead of feel like, oh, I lost an hour, I'm not catching up, going around complaining, but I'm really loving it.
It's almost like we have a new perspective.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we've completed a fool's journey and we are now restarting it with a new idea and a new thought. That's something to think about.
I just feel so like energized and like happy, and I don't want it to get darker early now for some reason. I'm like changed my.
Well, it's gonna.
I know it's gonna, and I'm gonna have to work on that.
But that's a cycle too. I honestly just wish the times wouldn't change.
I do too.
I want to experience this cycle of it changing. It's going to do its thing. You're up at dawn, down at dusk, is the way it used to be. Before there was fake light and electricity. That's changed a lot of things, but that's a cycle. Well, obviously, that's the wheel of the year cycle. Like as the days get longer and shorter, that's what determines in many areas, most areas, what grows and what doesn't grow. What's the environment and atmosphere of the time. So when the Earth's cycle changes and then humans try to change their cycle to match it, that's when it gets messy. And unfortunately, that is the world we live in, so that's the energy and that's what we get at. That's what happens. It sucks.
It's like we've made everything for our convenience, I guess, start back with the revolutions and kids had to work and then people had to work and then the husband had to work, the mom stayed home. Now two people have to work, almost to make it, and it's like an artificial reality. It's paid servitude in a way. It's I don't know. But it's different. It's
truly artificial, that's for sure.
We go against what is natural, and I mean I get it. That's the way the world kind of has to work, but it sure does cause some rifts.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to when we talk about cycles. Like, there are so many things that are symbolic cycles. Our work week is a cycle. 5 days of work and 2 days of home. That is not necessarily a natural cycle. Like, it's not effective for a lot of people. And there's a reason there's lots of depression and anxiety and things like that, because it's not a good cycle. Like, a good cycle is periods of long periods of rest. If you look at most likely what, and even currently, tribes that are less engaged or a part of modernity, I guess you could say, have you seen they work at a slow pace.
Mm-hmm.
They engage socially. They relax and rest while they're working on whatever it is that their community, their village needs for them to sustain. So, yes, there's lots of gardening that has to be done, and you might work from sun up to sundown. But during that sun up to sundown, you are engaged with your family, your community, and your friends, not at work, staring at a computer screen, tickety, 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 right? It is an artificial cycle.
It's shit that doesn't even really matter.
Right, and what truly would make a difference is every day we get up, we don't go to work, but we need to eat and we need shelter. Right. So what we would do is we would go tend the garden. We would look at what's happening around us. We might help a neighbor tend their garden. They might come over and have water with us, and we might go do X, Y, and Z. But that cycle throughout the day is hard work, and it is ongoing, but it is spread. And it is not the artificial cycles that we have created.
Like a lot of stuff with my job, it just doesn't even matter. Like, who cares who has COVID, the flu, all this stuff, all this extra work, it just doesn't even matter. It affects no one. If I don't put that report in on time, I get in trouble for it, but it doesn't affect anybody. Nobody's harmed by it. If you're going to get COVID or the flu or whatever, you're going to get it.
Yep. And
it doesn't matter.
We know this, and we've experienced this, and every book on management and leadership tells you this, yet nobody does it. Because we have so far created such an artificial cycle that it is difficult to kind of see or get to that place. Although, I will say, I do believe that is changing, and I do believe that we are in a period of growth and enlightenment around the entire world and universe that we're in. I know we talked about this yesterday and last night, but we are in the fits of a tantrum as that last bit of screaming discourse dies. It yells loudest. And it sucks. But a lot of people are starting to recognize, ourselves included, that we have to get out of our financial things because that's the cycle we've created for ourselves.
And that's what holds us.
But once we can move towards getting out of that, we have that opportunity, which many don't. we can actually start doing something that matters, consistently matters.
Yeah, like that to me, that's kind of like the devil card. You gotta have things like your house. You gotta have a house. You gotta have a car. But now I feel so good, responsibly trying to work to pay that stuff off to free that, so that we can be free of that at 60 versus 73. We would, on our schedule, we would be done paying for this house when we're 73. To do what?
To die.
Die at 70, 80, maybe. I hope not, but I'd rather have
Ma's yelling at me.
as many years worry-free and, and take the responsibility now to not have to worry when I'm 65 years old about a freaking house.
Honey, last time I picked you up, I dropped you.
That is really interesting, Dragon.
Yeah, Dragon, I wanted to respond to that too, because I've read quite a few. I've read quite a few articles on that, and how there's this expression of when I don't want to say when peasants worked, because I wasn't there, but in a lot of information that we see, we recognize that again, a peasant could work in their own garden or their community garden 12 hours a day, but the balance of life was so much better, because in that 12 hours their sister was next to them, their mother, their best friend, their partner, working the gardens with them or working in the area with them, and they would stop and they wouldn't work like your clock in, clock out period that we have now. And it is just such a different process and cycle. It's insane. And Manny, I am so jealous of that too, of living area, but I have also been so lucky because I can actually still see those vibrant transitions from traveling. So I do have a very lucky result from that. It's very, very nice to be able to see those transitions.
Ma, you're not getting anything off of that, honey.
Yes, Joy, that is exactly how I think a lot of us are feeling. We're in that aspect of, I've never seen it or thought of it necessarily as birthing, but that makes sense. This is the hardest part of it, and there's just a lot of tantrum throwing. You see how she got up, and she's even in my hurt hand.
Oh, ma petite. Ma petite.
She gets what she wants.
And what about Bubby Boys? He does too.
He's fine back there on his chair. Oh, can you move that magazine? That's what he's waiting for. He doesn't want the magazine in his way. So, that is going to be a big topic for us for a while, is this idea of how bad things are right now because of the last throes of the dying dinosaurs that are in control right now, as they just start to really lose power. It's going to get a little worse, I think, before it gets better, but the overall forest, I think, is better. And that's just something that I think is going to be really big. And yes, many, exactly. That is exactly how I feel. So, yeah, I think, and I don't know if anybody else, the good conversation in the chat too. I appreciate you guys adding that in. Manny, I know you weren't here earlier, but I did want to remind you, we are going to have you on. We would like to have you on the show. We just have to pick the date. And we're going to do it in kind of a different format. I think we'll try to do it through Discord.
Yeah.
So that it's a little bit easier. We'll still be doing the same kind of conversations and stuff, but just not from this aspect, to make sure that everybody can hear and see things appropriately.
And it'll work really nice.
But we'll reach out to you to get a date and a time, and then we'll go from there. So, you know what time it is?
It's now time for the MSRP. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just kidding. What time is it for? You have enjoyed these past 15 years.
Ma,
You told me the other day.
I'm so thankful for you. Because you prevent me from being physically abusive.
You have enjoyed my spirit and my personality for the past 15 years.
Good. It's time for tarot.
Tarot. All right.
But I need a tarot deck.
I need to move my...
Why don't you go pick one for me?
Tarot deck.
Since I'm holding the teeter bugs.
La
Just
petite.
pick a deck, any deck. Let's see what you come up with.
Where are your decks that I have an option from?
All of them. They're all an option.
Let's see, anything that comes.
There's really nothing back here, I don't think, is there?
Huh?
I don't think I had any back here, did I?
Ooh, this one's kind of calling to me.
Whatever.
Let's see, this one.
He's a teeter bug. This little pretty girl.
Ooh, let's see what this says.
Oh, it's so sad. Okay. So yeah, we're going to move into tarot. So if you want a reading, please let us know. Dragon Dancer on the books. Let me know if you want a specific question. Otherwise, you will get a general. Yes, make it count. That is very interesting, Lynn. I would like to know more about that too, like how other people view, because I know how I think other people view our election process and our political processes. I know how I view it, but that would be a very interesting perspective. I really like that. All right, so we got Dragon Dancer General, we got Mystic Manny General. Ma Petite wants a reading. We'll pull a card for you, Ma. We'll get a card for Ma Petite, yeah. Yeah, honey. I know it's your time too. You have a rough week. It was very rough. Yes, it was.
This one is
He is a very photogenic dog. Finn. Okay.
the Pagan Tarot.
We'll do that one.
It called to me from the shelves that it wanted to be used.
I almost picked this one a couple weeks ago.
See, so it's been trying to come out.
Run in the shadows, Ziggy Dreadful.
Come out, wherever you are. Okay.
No delay. You good? Just glad you're here. Thank you, Manny, for pointing that out. I can't see half the crap I want to see today. I got new contacts in. So.
Oh, come here, my little baby.
All right, we're going to give it a go 1-2 more times. If anybody else wants to read, let us know. Otherwise, right now we have Dragon Dancer, Run in the Shadows, Mystic Manny, and Ziggy Dreadful.
Running.
You're going to have to hold my petite while I shuffle.
Okay.
Because if I put her down, she starts yelling at me. Like, she
Ooh, it
really...
looks like we might get a little rain.
I hope we do.
Okay, do you want me to shuffle mine first or do yours? Oh, we need some. Oh, we didn't do this. Uh-oh. Oh, well.
Didn't do what?
A little charcoal.
Yes, we did. We had charcoal going. It's been lighted. There's a little piece back on, but the charcoal is dead, so you can light another piece of charcoal.
Do we need?
I have my teeter bug.
I like how this one doesn't smell, but it's really pretty with the silver.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the colored ones. You can't really tell when it's ashed.
Oh, true.
You're gonna burn me, aren't you?
Never.
And he's doing it right over our drink so that all the auto lighting can just shoot everywhere and. People say that I'm a critical Virgo, but I'm not critical Virgo. I'm just critical as people do some weird shit. Oh, for sure. I'm excited.
Okay, what do we do about a dragon?
The dragon is first.
Hold on, Ma. I get it here. Mm-hmm. Do you know Miss Dragon Dancer, Ma? You know her.
I know them all.
You do?
I am a dragon.
No, I believe that.
Are you a dragon?
She's definitely got fire.
Are you a they?
She's them.
She who must be obeyed.
So Rook has chosen for me the Pagan Tarot. This is a new edition Pagan Tarot, so it is a little bit more modern than some of the other named Pagan Tarots by Gina Pace. It's actually a pretty good deck. I've used it a couple of times. But again, really good deck. Let me see if our little thing is still set up properly here. Sure is.
Alright.
Oh, really?
I'm
There's
about to
no
get
way
you,
we can
Ma.
move her now.
No, I will move her.
We will not. That's sweet.
You have to come to me, Lucky. She's so lucky.
She's so
a
cute.
star, but she cries in her heart.
Ooh, titties.
Oh, mine's not showing them. All right, the Two of Swords, two choices.
You are going to have to take her second shuffle.
I am. I'm going to take her.
But I'd like to shuffle
Come on.
while we're reading.
Okay, come here. Come here, Ma. Two of Swords, two choices.
Ugh.
Ah.
Mine needs a bath.
Yes, she does.
Sorry.
You got two choices. Kind of, you know, you got to
Come
kind
on.
of close your eyes and. Did you get it?
Yeah, thank you.
Close your eyes and use your intuition. Either choice necessarily would not be wrong, but close your eyes to the distractions and go with what you know is right.
See, now I'm not ready because I got to shuffle.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
So I
It's
don't know if you
very,
have a choice
very
that you're
hard to shuffle.
having to make or options, but it might
Can't.
come up this week.
I can't shuffle.
Well, maybe you want me just to pull a card then
No.
for this week? For the
No.
peeps?
I can't shuffle because I can't bend my thumb.
Hey, pussy.
So I'm going to have to do it a different way.
I love you, little girl.
Oh my goodness, that hurt.
I do love you. Block out all the BS.
I have to do it the old way.
Block out the BS and just go with what you know is right. Because you know.
What was it? Two of Swords?
Two of Swords.
I love the Two of Swords.
Joy.
I love.
See, I'm glad that Dragon has issues with fire like I do. Thank you. I'm not glad that I almost set the house on fire, but I'm glad that I'm not the only one. Is this burning? I suppose. Oh, it must be lit. I'm glad that I'm not the only one with fire issues. Let's see, Ma. Let's get some. This
Lots of
one.
people have fire issues.
No, you can't eat this.
Dude, I am telling you, like, I don't. This is. My hand's feeling a lot better, but I still can't do certain motions with it at all. Like, it's immediately a 10 on the pain scale. 10 out of 10. So I have to. I thought I could, but I just can't pull enough pressure up on the card to bend it to shuffle. So. Alright, so Dragon Dancer, let me do a little bit of cleansing on this deck so I can get it going. I'll shuffle a few more times. Alright, there we go. You have a jumper. Eight of Swords.
Ooh, swords again. What's with the air?
So not only are we going into air with Gemini, obviously we're having some thought things, some overwhelming mind things. So when the Eight of Swords comes up for me, this is a representation of potentially you feeling like something is being held from you or kept from you that's causing things to not be really good. So there's, I don't want to say a secret, but there's something that you know that somebody's not being truthful with you or being deceptive with you or hiding something from you that is going to be important for you to know. This does not sound relationship oriented in general. This is just somebody in your friend life, your general acquaintances and friends, not necessarily somebody super close. But what you see there is that two people kind of having a coming together at the same time while the querent or the person in the card is blindfolded and hidden and evenly distributed on each side of them are the swords. And each one of them has the potential to cut you, and you're not aware that they're even there. Meanwhile, other people kind of are, I don't want to say ganging up against you, but are coming together in a way that's not helpful to you. So you've got to kind of weed and find out who and or what is being kept from you that's going to kind of give you a piece of knowledge that you need or something that you need. So be weary of people in
Cypress.
I would say in your outer circle that that just aren't being completely truthful for you, which will potentially change something, some outcome. Yeah, you're getting some swords today.
Can I go put you on the couchy, baby? Come on.
8 of swords. The 6 and 7 of swords are highly deceptive cards, but this one, the unfortunate part is you're blindfolded and bound. By the way, so it means that you really can't do anything about it. It's just somebody's withholding something from you that you need to know, and that's going to be something that's going to change a thing for you or change how you do something. I don't think it's a big thing. Don't get this whole like massive shift in the world and yada yada. But it's something that's important. So look around and see if you can figure that out. Weird read, but happy to pull some swords. They obviously have a message for you. Run in the Shadows is next. Running and running. Let's get us started in here.
Did Renan have a question?
Nope.
Or
Everybody's a general today.
General? Magnifique?
A general.
Damn it! That's
I know.
the last few weeks.
And meanwhile, unfortunately, everybody else is coming out of the the time frame. It looks like you're stuck in it a little bit longer.
Have fun, Lynn. Thanks for stopping in. Enjoy.
Yes.
Whoop whoop. Enjoy.
So cool.
Oh, I forgot to pick up the balls. What did you say they were made of? Yours?
The lingam.
Lingam?
I didn't say what they were made up of. I said I also have a Septarian dragon's egg if you want to check it out.
Yeah, Septarian.
Jeez, doesn't even listen.
I'm neurodivergent.
Shh. Run in the shadows. I'm connecting. Yeah, it's not fun. Run in the shadows. What are we going to pull for you today?
Oh, what does he know?
What does he know?
What does he already know? What that needs to know?
All right, we've got death. Dun dun dun.
That's a pretty card.
It is a pretty death card, actually. As we all know, death is and this is the cool thing too to remember about death. The death card is not at the beginning or the end of a cycle. Death card is right smack in the middle.
Yeah.
Right. So it's representative of a specific transformation, and where death is a little bit different in that than the tower, in that the death is usually a single thing or an item or a one piece off. There is something, probably relatively small, that that needs to kind of fall off so that the new can grow. And so this is just a small shift, a small change in something that is going to be transformative for you and bring about a change in some of the things that you do. Again, not going to be this huge big thing. It's not going to be like the end of a paradigm shift like the tower might represent. It is a simple, this thing has to end so that this next thing can begin. It is a succinct transformation. It is a quick transformation, so it's something you probably will be feeling very soon.
Enjoy this week. Remember to enjoy the emotional fulfillment and levelness that you have, and take time to enjoy all those people and things that just got you satisfied on an emotional level this week. It's a good week. Don't let anything coming up throw you off or get you upset, because you got all the emotional support and things that you need. I really like that card, and I love Morgan Greer. I like the back of them.
You love her, huh?
That's a good card. Be a good week.
Very. Mystic Manny.
It's just another Mystic Manny, the only one.
Do you even know what you're putting on?
A good blend. It's exactly what it's supposed to be put on.
What is it?
I don't know, but it was telling me to put it on.
Okay.
What is it?
It's every single one we've made.
Oh.
Oh, we're doing some 8s today.
All right, who we got? Mystic.
Manny, your first one is the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles represents top of your game.
Yes.
Often financial positivity, often career, job stability in this one. This is there is something in your life that you are mastering and you are doing really well with, and it's working very well for you. It's organized. You can see the person here is expected or imaged at work, managing multiple things and doing it very well. So Eight of Pentacles often comes up singly when it's something that you are master workful in, or your master crafting as part of your support system. In this case, that is still true, but it is representative of being masterful at that thing. So sounds like I would say your skill capability at the job that you're doing is at its highest point, and you're actually feeling really good about it. So that is going to continue with the Eight of Pentacles. It's going to be continued stability. Maybe not saying there won't be any changes, because there might be some changes coming up. But your skill capability and your position and level of where you are and where people see you is very good. It's very sustainable. It's very positive. It's very succinct. So that's going to be a very good, to me, a good portent of continued success in that area. So
Oh, that's yours. All right, sorry. Eight of Pentacles.
Eight of Pentacles.
Please. Okay, this Nine of Swords is just telling me, your hands aren't really tied. Don't let all this crap coming up in your mind stall you, freeze you, bind you. Just shoot it back the other way. They're not pointed at you, obviously. They're pointed out. Just clear those thoughts. Clear those thoughts out. Ground this week. Use that. What was yours? Pentacles?
Eight of Pentacles.
Eight of Pentacles. Use that Earth card previously to just shift all this BS thoughts out. Anything else? Yep. Need to cleanse.
Next, we
Let's
have
keep it
the
moving.
Mrs. Ziggy Dreadful.
Ziggy.
Ziggy, 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 can't you see?
She's cleaning her house. It's like I should be.
Okay. Yes. Accurate. Jumper already.
I love that deck. It's really nice.
That's very cute. So Ziggy, your card is the Six of Wands.
Ziggy. Ooh.
Six of Wands is in a precarious space in the tarot. It is right smack in the middle of the cycles and the things that are going on for you right now. But it is a very, well, not very, but relatively positive card. Six of Wands does represent your success, kind of despite some people around you. Usually this comes up when either your group of friends is giving you a really hard time, but you're standing your ground for a good reason. Or at work, a lot of people are kind of like pushing you really hard and being kind of nasty and short with you, but because of maybe some jealousy even, because you're actually doing a perfectly fine job. It represents the success despite people kind of pushing a negative aspect on you. So it also means in that same regard to keep doing things the way that you are, even though somebody's trying to tell you something different. The one thing I can't really tell you for sure if it's in personal life or if it's in professional life, generally Wands we say is kind of a professional life thing, a career thing, a will thing, a creation thing, but I tend to see it a little bit less of career multiple times unless there is a Earth card with it, which we may have one and that'll clarify, but in general right now it's just in one of your spheres of things, whether it's work or life, personal life. I don't want to say people are against you because it's not like that. It's not like somebody's trying to deceive you or take you out. It's just people are saying, yeah, are you sure you want to do that? That's a really bad idea. You shouldn't do that. This is stupid. Why are you doing this? But you are doing the right thing and you need to continue it. Because it is a successful thing despite people pushing back on you. So that's what I get out of your Wands. Oh my God, this chair.
I know. It's loud.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Ooh.
This one was a jumper, but I wanted to pull another one. So she's coming up again. The Two of Swords. I have been shuffling very well. So like, you got a couple choices, maybe more. Don't look at the obvious on the surface. Look and go with your intuition, and that's fitting because I pulled the Moon. Look at what's not seen. Pay attention, with that choice or decision about what may not be on the surface. So I think those go very well together for me in this reading: the Two of Swords and the Moon.
Yeah, coupling with the Six of Wands, this is really a personal life issue. There's some people telling you not to do something that you really want to do and you should do and you need to do it.
They're bitches.
Well, they're not bitches.
Oh.
That's not. I'm just getting at least I'm not getting bitches. I'm getting.
I'm just being stupid because I like to say that word.
I'm getting the from the
It's like my favorite
that six.
word.
I keep saying it, I think, but the Six of Wands. That there's, the group of people, and they're not bad people. They're trust people. They're people that are on your side. They just are giving you a lot of grief about something, and you're thinking about not doing that thing or changing your thing, and you shouldn't change your mind.
Shouldn't change your mind.
Yeah,
because they don't know everything about your
Right.
decision. That's the Moon. We are Joyanne.
But run, Joanne.
We love Joyanne.
Joanne. They probably are bitches. That is accurate.
Oh, I didn't mean. I just love to say the word bitch. I'm not saying they are. They just don't know everything that you know about it, and
There's.
what's best for you.
And if it hasn't happened yet, it will be happening very soon. And again, these are not.
She caught me. I didn't know she was listening.
Yeah. They're not huge things. That to me wasn't like this. Again, I'm not getting lots of huge energies out of these cards today. Just little bits and pieces of things that are like, that's gonna suck. It's gonna be annoying. It's like, look, bitch, I love you, but it is my life, and I'm gonna do this kind of thing. Support me,
Because every situation for me is not right for you. Like, I can't tell you what I would do in a situation because I'm not you, and I don't know
you can
the
tell me
factors.
what you would do in a situation, but you have to be clear that that's just what you would do in a situation. It is not what I think you should do in the situation. That's the difference between advice and support. Advice is, here's what I think you should do. Support is, I've not been in your situation and I can't be in your situation, but here's what I would do if it were me. Take that for what you want, and maybe that's what you do, maybe it isn't, but here's how I would look at it. That's a completely different thing. You're welcome. Joyanne. I don't know why you started calling her Joyanne.
I don't know. It was just a name given. It was told to me to say.
Judgment. Bam, bam, bam. So this is the judgment that occurs right before the world, right? Difference I like to point out between justice and judgment, because people like to look at those a lot the same, because justice, temperance, and judgment are all really closely linked. Justice is, again, small things that just need decisions, and then justices are going to be happening. Judgment is the culmination of all of the things of that system being judged. And so judgment, for me, often shows up not in good or bad situations at all. It's just part of the cycle where it is time to evaluate a system and decide, am I going to move on to the world and grow from it and move to the next thing? Or am I going to revert, because yes, you can, and need to relearn some of the lessons that might have come along with that. So judgment is looking at this larger system, this bigger pie, I guess I could say, and judging the whole thing, not the pieces of it, and saying, am I where I want to be? Is this the next step? And that is kind of where you're going to go from. And so just taking judgment from being that piece right before the world and the stepping out of a new success, but stepping out on a new journey. And judgment is that comprehensive evaluation of that whole thing. And yes, you can self-evaluate, but ultimately the evaluation is going to come outside, whether it is or is not. It will be.
All right. I've got 10 of Wands. It's telling me, you may have a lot of things that you're passionate about, might be working on, might be just thinking about them, and you seem to be okay handling them right now. I would just be careful about adding anything or going forth with anything else on until you really think on it. You're doing all right now, but I wouldn't take on any more. This guy is just telling me, you got your hands kind of full. You got it. That's pretty interesting. Pretty neat.
Leave it up there for a few seconds. Somehow I hit the button and hit it for a
sorry.
second, so we'll put it back up. Sorry about that. I hit the mouse when I put my hand down.
And this may be just the 10 maybe represent, it may be a couple of really big things that you've got going on and you're managing them, and you should still go forward with them. I would just think about adding anything else this week, maybe.
At least, yeah.
At least this week, or maybe in the future once you get these things pushed through or set to the side or tabled, whichever way what you decide to do. It's pretty good. But you're handling them. Wands. How do I say it? Is that right?
That's right.
Wands.
So there you have it. Tarot for the day.
Wands.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah!
We're going to switch over to Rook's favorite part and see if he can figure out how to do this again after doing it 30 times and he still can't truly figure it out the way he thinks he should.
After we read the slide.
We can close first and then we'll go to the reading of this last slide.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Somebody on a boat. I'm jealous. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
From the north, Widdershins to the east, undoing the circle that is cast, may it be open but never unbroken.
And so it is.
And yes, house then book, Joy, absolutely agree. So much to that. We need to get a boat. That's next.
I want a boat.
He wants everything.
House then book.
I want another motorcycle.
I do too. Well, that's true.
It's never going to show up if you don't hit live. And then pause.
And now turn it.
How many times?
I'm not an expert. Everybody,
That's right.
please check out these awesome creators, witches, and wonderfuls from the Cauldron Witch on Instagram and from the Cauldron Witch Tarot on Instagram. Follow her, watch when she goes live. You'll be so happy you did. She gives fire tarot readings. Paranormal Witch on YouTube and Lady Rose 819 on Instagram. She puts out some awesome, I call them blogs, on different deities and magical people and things. You got to check out Lady Rose. Unexplained Possibilities on YouTube and Unexplained Possibilities on Instagram. We all know and love Melvin. He gives some very in-depth, thoughtful, and amazing interviews with different people in the occult and everything unexplained. Ziggy Dreadful, the Queen on Twitch. If you catch her playing a game, she's very likely and friendly to offer you to join. Same thing with Mayfell on Twitch. Now, is this still the current name? Adius Dade?
It is his current
I've
name.
seen so many names on Facebook and all this. I don't know if it's... But on here, it's... On Twitch and Instagram, it's still Adius Dade.
And on YouTube.
And Mr. Malice on YouTube?
Mr. Malice he's Adius Dade, but his
Okay.
channel is Mr. Malice on YouTube.
And Adius Dade on Facebook and Twitter. Along with this guy next to me, Mystic Salon. They do a Friday night podcast on... what would you say? On the cult education, and it's awesome. And we are Two Pondering Pagans on YouTube and Facebook, Two Pondering Pagans on Twitter. I'm Rook Tempest on YouTube, 2 words, and Rook_Tempest on Instagram. I post pictures and fun stuff. And when I do a spell here and there, I'm on. But please, you're welcome to join, and I will like you and follow you back and look at your stuff. Mystic Salon next to me is this guy on Twitch, and Salon Tawin, spelled like it is on the screen on YouTube. Please check us out. Thank you, as always, for spending part of your Sunday with us. We appreciate the interaction and community more than you can know, and I hope you have a wonderful week.
Bye!